How do you survive Corona? What can you do to survive Corona in a positive way? Hi, I'm Peter. I'm not going to talk about selling today. I'm going to talk about these Corona times. I actually thought about it, making this video and doubting about it. And then I thought I'd just do it because I really feel that maybe this can help. So I'm not your mom or your dad, so I'm not going to tell you what you should do or not. I'm here just to inspire you. So I also love hearing from you if you find some points interesting or not, or other ways that you are going to do or be during these Corona times. So please let me know in the comments below or send me an email on peter@psgrow.com. Now, first of all, I really hope and wish you and your loved ones are safe and healthy. If they are not, I wish you lots of strength and courage. Now, I have 5 ways to deal with this Corona thing. The first one is delete your news apps. Your brain is wired for problems. A million years ago, when we were facing with a wild animal, our body actually came into survival modus. There are 2 modes. You have the survival mode and you have the growth mode. The survival modus is seeing that animal, and then we have 3 things we can do. We can fight, we can flight, or we can freeze. Now, if you're going to watch a lot of news, especially on your mobile phone, because you have it always with you, you're going to amplify that anxiety effect that you maybe already have with seeing the people who are infected all over the world, or even the people already who have died. Because this actually is a great time for the media, because they don't have to invent or create news. The news has been made for them. And it's their job to make you watch as much as possible to their sites, to their newspapers, to their TV stations. So that's why I propose to really delete those apps on your mobile phones. Why? Because if you're anxious already right now, this is going to make it even worse. The baseline that you have normally, your look at the world, is going to be lower and going to be more negative than you typically have. And adding this negative news on top of it will make it even worse. And why is that? Because your brains are actually working overtime nowadays. We thought we knew what the future could look like. So this was a day after today, so tomorrow, which is going to be quite similar as today. But with this Corona thing, there are no certainties anymore. And there actually weren't. But our brains thought that life is secure, and because it could predict it. And this is actually going to create lots of danger and stress and anxiety for you. And stress is not something that you want. And this survival mode I just talked about, it's good for once in a while for life-threatening situations. But is your life threatened at this moment? I hope not. At really now, at this moment, you breathe, you're healthy, and you're staying at home. And if you stay too long in this survival mode, your body will break down by itself. A great example is burnout. So, as a conclusion, be careful what you're watching, because you're actually confirming a certain belief, and you're going to amplify anxiety. So turn off the news apps. If you want to see the news once in a while, just look it on a computer online or on TV or something. But myself, I don't watch the news anymore. I hear it via when the public life is going to be started up again. So the first one was turn off the news apps, and the second one is actually attached to it. Be conscious with social media. Nowadays, a lot of people will have more time than normally. Why is that? Yeah, of course, the commuting to work is not there. There are no concerts, there are no sport events, there are no restaurants, there are no social interactions. And a lot of people fill this extra time with looking at social media. And this can also amplify your anxiety. Why is that? Well, first of all, social media is great to compare yourself with somebody else, and it can be on every level that you want. If you are an entrepreneur, solo entrepreneur, and you're comparing your viewers or your likes or your business results with somebody else, then it can make you feel like a loser. Second, as an effect of this corona thing, you will see a lot of misery because people are going to share some extra news events or even news on people who are infected, and you don't know what is real or what is not real because you cannot verify it. You can only think that it is real. And the third one is a very interesting one, especially nowadays. Our human brain needs a pause once in a while because we're getting a lot of stimuli in our brains and we need to process that. Did you know that 150 years ago, a human being during his whole life had the same stimuli or the same amount of stimuli as a human being today in one day, thanks to social media? So our brains are actually overloaded all the time and our brains need a pause. I'm going to include in the comments below a link to an episode of Yes Theory, and this guy didn't use any social media for 30 days and he wanted to know what the effect is of not using any social media, and it's incredible. And also he included an interview with Professor Carl Newport, and he's a professor in computer sciences, and he studied the social media and he saw that a lot of anxiety nowadays, especially with young people, millennials, comes actually from an overdose of social media. So the first one was turn off news apps, the second one is be conscious with social media. The third one, be grateful and live in the here and now. Oh yes, it sounds so Eckhart Tolle, and it is. Because nowadays we have lots of extra time and the big things in life are actually the small things. Yes, this too will pass, but nothing will be the same again. Maybe you're alone, maybe you have a family with children, and this is a great time to connect with them. Or with yourself. So what does that mean? Well, in the morning when you get up and in the evening when you go to sleep, you are going to be grateful for three things. Because gratitude is actually the granddaddy of positive psychology. We talked about lowering your baseline during the media apps. Well, with gratitude, you can actually increase your baseline to a more positive view on the world. So if you in the morning look at your day and say, I'm grateful, for instance, for my sun, or for the sun is shining because I can go for a ride with my bicycle, then even if you do that for 30 days, you will see that your view on the world is going to be more positive than before. The second part of this is live in the here and now. And what does that mean? Anxiety is nothing more than fear. Fear of things that could go wrong in the future, because the past you already know. And with this corona thing, you cannot longer predict the future. You don't know it. And actually it doesn't matter either. You just focus on the things that you're doing. If you're brushing your teeth, you're brushing your teeth. If you're showering, you're showering. If you're drinking your coffee, you're drinking your coffee. You're tasting the smell of the coffee. If you're reading a book, you're reading a book. If you're talking with somebody, with your loved ones, you're talking with them, you're connecting. And you're not thinking about the things that you want to do. And yes, this is actually a muscle that you can train, because we're so used to living in the past, because we want to revive moments or traumas, or living in the future. Oh, next year, what am I going to do next year, or next week? No, it's now. Now it's happening. because this coronavirus is giving us a mirror how mortal we all are. You can have millions in the world, you can have nothing, but it can be that you are not going to survive. So it's best to live in the right now. And it's a simple practice. It sounds like a simple practice, but it isn't, because we're so caught up in our heads, also because of social media and with these news apps, that we are forgetting to live now. This also means, for instance, that you don't set a watch and you enjoy the day as it happens, and you are going to more flow in the day. So the first one was the news apps, to delete them. The second one, be conscious with social media. The third one is be grateful and live in the now. And the fourth one is self-reflection. It sounds deep, and it is deep. But it's your life, it's about you. So now is a perfect time to really stand still, who you are, who you want to become, who will you be after the corona, who will you be within 5 years, within 1 year, within 10 years, and it's something you decide. Maybe the answer you don't know, maybe it's a good time to think about it and to stand still and not just to rush in things by running away from who you are. You can ask yourself, what are the things that give me energy? What are the things that are draining my energy? What are my passions? What are my strengths? Which are the skills? What are the dreams that I have and I did not realize yet? It's up to you, because you're mortal. Someday it will end, and this thing is actually proof of it. This is the mirror. This is the sign you have been waiting for. Are you going to survive, or are you going to live? Other questions. What are you happy about? What areas in your life are you not happy about? If you think you're too fat or you have a belly, change it. I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad. There are a lot of studies what to do when you want to become healthier. You know it, eh? Sleep. Watch what you're eating. And exercise. And a combination of these three will give you a more healthier life. You're not happy with your mindset. Change it, take action, learn something new. The last one, the fifth one. What about my job? What about my company? I can imagine that a lot of people are anxious about the future of their company, of their job. Well, there are two things you can do. Or you can be reactive and just wait until something happens, or you can be proactive and you take charge of your own life. What does that mean? Now is a great time to start learning new skills. Want to learn how to make videos? Learn them. Use YouTube. You can learn it there. Want to create websites? There are a lot of free online courses how to do that. Want to learn make money online? There are a lot of courses there. Read books. I'm reading 5 books at this moment. This is one of it. It's from Brendon Burchard. Another one that I'm reading is Atomic Habits. But actually everything what has to do with marketing, sales or personal development, I'm going to read because it gives me a lot of energy. You can do the same. I mean, look at my wife. She had a business. She's a photographer and also selling women's clothes. She had to shut down her shop. And after 2 weeks, she was a little bit frustrated why this is happening to me, because she actually started 9 months ago and she was doing quite well. And what is she doing right now? She created a website, she created a web shop, she has bought some lifestyle products and she's selling them online. And these products have a very positive message. So why? Because she wants to sell things, but at the same time she wants to bring a positive message into the world. And therefore she is using videos to show her products. But if I would tell her 2 months ago, why don't you make videos to promote your products? She would think I'm crazy. Maybe it's also a good time to learn how to meditate. Download the app Headspace and start with it. I can really recommend it. What about your job? What about your company? It's really the time now to learn new skills. Because you're not born with skills. You have certain strengths, but I was not born to make videos with a camera. I'm still learning, and that's fine. So, as a conclusion, the 5 ways to deal with this corona thing: delete the news apps, be conscious with your social media, be grateful and live in the here and now. It's a great time for self-reflection. And the last one, what about your job and or your company, is learn new skills. And I know it's not always comfortable when you have little children running around, but in the evening, instead of binge watching Netflix, it's a good time to learn something new. I'm going to start a free mastermind of 1 hour. I don't know exactly the date yet, but if you're interested, you can go to psgrow.com, leave your email address there, and I'm going to contact you. My intention is to have a social gathering and to talk about the fears and anxiety and struggles that you are facing during this corona time, and see how we can help each other. Also, I'm very curious about your opinions, and if you like this type of content, please like the video, comment on it, and even better, subscribe to my channel. And maybe I'm going to do more videos of these. Thanks a lot and have a nice day. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.